Dragons and their riders in House of the Dragon, every pair explained. Welcome back to the channel, Thrones fans. If you've ever wondered which dragon belonged to which rider in House of the Dragon, today's deep dive is tailor-made for you. In the world of Westeros, dragons aren't just beasts. They are living weapons, symbols of dominance, and the core of House Targaryen's power. But behind every great dragon is a rider whose destiny is shaped by fire and blood. From the colossal Vhagar to the unpredictable Seasmoke, today we're breaking down every major dragon rider pairing in House of the Dragon, their bond, their battles, and how they changed the fate of the Targaryen dynasty. Let's begin. Aegon the Conqueror's legacy. Before we dive into House of the Dragon, we need to quickly revisit the legacy that started it all. Aegon the Conqueror and his dragon Balerion the Black Dread. Balerion was the largest and most terrifying dragon in recorded history, his wings casting shadows over cities. Aegon rode Balerion during the Targaryen conquest of Westeros. The duo forged a kingdom through fire, burning Harrenhal to the ground, crushing enemies, and uniting the 7 kingdoms under one rule. Though Balerion would later pass to other riders, Aegon and Balerion's bond defined the Targaryen mythos. That shadow looms large in House of the Dragon, set over a century later. Rhaenyra Targaryen and Syrax. Let's start with Rhaenyra Targaryen, the central figure in House of the Dragon. Known as the realm's delight in her youth, she would become the Black Queen during the Dance of the Dragons. Her dragon? Syrax, a yellow-scaled beauty named after a Valyrian goddess. Syrax was fierce, fast, and loyal, but not as battle-hardened as some older dragons. Their bond was powerful. Rhaenyra was named heir while flying Syrax, and her dragon became a symbol of her claim. Syrax laid eggs, symbolizing fertility and legacy, 2 themes central to Rhaenyra's story. But during the Dance of the Dragons, Syrax was ultimately overpowered by the chaos of war. Daemon Targaryen and Caraxes. Now meet perhaps the most dangerous duo in the series, Prince Daemon Targaryen and Caraxes, the Blood Wyrm. Caraxes is not the largest dragon, but he's among the most terrifying, lean, red, and battle-scarred. Daemon, known as the Rogue Prince, was as wild as his dragon. He rode Caraxes in battles in the Stepstones and later during the Targaryen Civil War. Their synchronization was terrifying. Caraxes would roar in sync with Daemon's wrath, diving into fire like a demon from hell. When Daemon faced Prince Aemond, the battle between Caraxes and Vhagar was one of the most tragic and brutal in dragon history. Their ending? Gloriously tragic. A suicide mission to destroy the larger Vhagar ended both dragons and their riders in a blaze of honor and vengeance. Aemond Targaryen and Vhagar. If Caraxes was a devil, Vhagar was a god. Originally ridden by Visenya Targaryen, Vhagar was over 170 years old during House of the Dragon. After Lena Valerion's death, the young Aemond Targaryen claimed her, in an epic, daring moment that changed the war before it began. Vhagar was massive, her wings could blot out the sun. Aemond and Vhagar were a terrifying duo. Their bond was complicated. She was hard to control, and Aemond's youthful aggression sometimes clashed with her ancient instincts. Their most chilling moment? The death of Lucerys Velaryon. Despite Aemond's attempt to scare his nephew, Vhagar went rogue and killed both Lucerys and his dragon Eryx. It was a turning point. War was now unavoidable. Lena Valerion and Vhagar. Before Aemond, Lena Valerion rode Vhagar. Lena was a proud and daring woman who tamed the largest living dragon. Her bond with Vhagar wasn't about conquest, it was about freedom and legacy. They flew across the free cities, reminding the world of old Valyria's might. But Lena's death was one of the saddest in the series. While pregnant and suffering complications, she walked into the sand and commanded Vhagar to burn her with Dracarys, a heart-wrenching moment of agency and pride. Lucerys Velaryon and Eryx. Lucerys, the second son of Rhaenyra, rode Eryx, a younger dragon still learning the art of war. Though not powerful compared to Vhagar, Eryx was agile and loyal. Lucerys rode him to Storm's End to secure alliances. Unfortunately, fate had other plans. Aemond, riding Vhagar, chased them through the skies. The chase ended in tragedy. Eryx was killed mid-air, and Lucerys fell to his death. It was the first fatal clash between Targaryens and their dragons during the dance, igniting full-scale war. Jacaerys Balerion and Vermax. Jacaerys Balerion, Rhaenyra's eldest son, bonded with Vermax, a strong young dragon with a greenish hue. Jace was bold and charismatic, often seen as the future of House Targaryen. Vermax reflected that same energy, brave, willing to fight, and fiercely protective. Jace and Vermax were sent to the north to rally support. Their fate remains mysterious in the show, but book lore suggests they both die fighting bravely in battle. Baela Targaryen and Moondancer. Baela, daughter of Daemon and Lena, was one of the few young girls trained for war, and her dragon Moondancer matched her spirit. Moondancer was small but incredibly fast, with pale green scales and moonlit wings. Baela and Moondancer engaged in a memorable battle against Aegon II and his dragon Sunfire. Though they lost, Baela survived, and Moondancer proved that size isn't everything when it comes to dragonfire and determination. Aegon II Targaryen and Sunfire. Now let's talk about Aegon II, Rhaenyra's rival, and his dragon Sunfire the Golden. Sunfire was considered the most beautiful dragon alive, with golden scales that glistened in the sunlight. But don't let that beauty fool you. Sunfire was deadly. Aegon rode him into battle early in the war, but both were severely injured. Sunfire's injuries were so bad that he was grounded for much of the dance. Despite this, he managed to kill Moondancer and survive long enough to burn Rhaenyra alive. Eventually, Sunfire succumbed to his injuries and died. A tragic end to a dragon that once burned brighter than gold. Rhaenys Targaryen and Meleys. Known as the Queen Who Never Was, Rhaenys was a seasoned warrior, and her dragon Meleys, the Red Queen, was a match. Meleys was old, powerful, and incredibly fast, perhaps the fastest dragon alive. Rhaenys and Meleys had a regal, elegant style. They broke through dragon pit walls and confronted Aegon and Sunfire head-on. In the epic battle at Rook's Rest, Meleys fought both Sunfire and Vhagar. The odds were stacked. Meleys died in the battle, and so did Rhaenys, but their courage sent shockwaves through Westeros. Adam of Hull and Seasmoke. Seasmoke, once ridden by Laenor Velaryon, was later claimed by Adam of Hull, a supposed bastard of House Velaryon. And in the end, as the ashes of the dance settled, Westeros learned a hard truth. Dragons may win wars, but they cannot rule a kingdom broken by blood. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into House of the Dragon and the legendary Dragon Rider duos, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment on which Rider-Dragon bond was your favorite. Do you think Daemon and Caraxes were the deadliest? Or was Aemond and Vhagar the true apex threat? Maybe you're rooting for Baela and Moondancer's underdog energy? Let us know below. And stay tuned for more House of the Dragon lore, theories, and breakdowns. Until next time, remember, fire and blood.